Chung-Sil Kim, and I am an EFL teacher with 5 years of experience. I have taught primarily in upper levels, intermediate, advanced, proficient, and business, in one-on-one settings, small groups, and in university classrooms. I am passionate about the rules of English and grammar and know that I can convey that to my students. I genuinely care about the professional development of my students and know that learning English will help them meet their goals. So today in class, we will be talking about the pronunciation of verbs in the past tense. Why is this important? Because even if you have excellent vocabulary and good grammar, it is hard for native speakers to understand you if you don't have good pronunciation. A lot of communication is done through written methods now, like Slack and Teams or email, but even remote teams are required to check in weekly or daily video conferences. So it's important still to be able to pronounce and be understood. So just to review, simple regular verbs in the past tense are conjugated this way. You add ed, d, or ied to the end. So these are some regular verbs in the past tense. You should be familiar with all of them. And then there are 3 different ways in which these verbs can be pronounced. There's the id ending, which is like this: wanted, needed, visited. There is the d ending, which is resolved, lived, and Googled. And there's the t ending, which is pronounced worked, asked, talked, and stopped. Now, there is a rule for how these verbs are separated into the 3 categories. For example, the id ending is used when the verb ends in t or when it ends in d. So you have wanted and needed. The t ending is for verbs that end in these consonant sounds. So you have helped, looked, washed, and watched. The d ending is for verbs that end in these sounds. So you have called, cleaned, offered, and damaged. It's important to point out that though there does exist a rule, the best way to integrate this into your English speaking is to practice, 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 and to pay attention when you're watching TV or when you are talking with other native English speakers, and to make it a natural habit rather than to always think of the rule. So the assignment for today will be, I want each of you to think of a learning difficulty you have faced here at Bedu in your classes, and to write a simple description of the problem you faced and how it was resolved. So for example, mine would be, the assignment in class was to create my first web page using HTML and include images, both from the web and my computer. Images from the web were not a problem. I followed the instructions, but still couldn't figure out how to insert one from my documents. I Googled the topic, but wasn't able to fix the problem. I talked to my classmate, but he wasn't able to help me. Finally, I asked my teacher, and he pointed out my mistake. We resolved the issue, and I successfully inserted the image. So I want you to think of your own real-life example of a problem you faced and how you were able to resolve the issue. And write down the major details, paying close attention to verbs in the past tense. And I want you to think about how you would pronounce each one following the rule we just looked at. Now, because you might need it, this is just a review of common irregular verbs you might need. For example, can in the past is could. Be in the past is was. I was, you were. And go in the past is went. So I'm going to give you 5 minutes to each create your own document and I want you to start now.